Are you looking to eat healthy and eat delicious foods at the same time, possibly lose a little bit of weight and start feeling better? You've come to the right channel. My name is Natasha, and today we are making muffins. I'm making them in my muumuu today because it's my day off and I'm not getting dressed. So, very easy, simple, healthy muffins. You can jazz up the recipe however you want, but this is how I do it, and feel free to leave a comment if you would do something different. We're going to use organic rolled oats, and we're going to make an oat flour out of them. We also have some plant-based milk. We've got some dates for some sweetness because we don't use sugar. Some very ripe bananas. We also have a little maple syrup, cinnamon, baking soda, and baking powder, along with some pumpkin seeds, some hemp seeds, and also some ground flax. That's all you need to make these muffins. So let's get started. I've already put 2.5 cups of oats in the blender. So we're just gonna blend them up for a little bit just to get the oat flour started. Here we go. That was it, not even 10 seconds. So we're gonna put our dry ingredient into the mixing bowl. Don't worry about washing this because we're going to use that later. And then into our oat flour, we're going to put a teaspoon of baking powder. We're also going to put a teaspoon of baking soda. And 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. Perfect. Now we're just gonna whisk that up a little bit, just to blend it all in together nicely. Easy peasy. Now we're gonna go to the blender and we're going to add 5 medjool dates. I've already removed the pits, and but if you don't have medjool, you can use deglette dates, just use 10. We're also going to put 3 very ripe bananas. I love it when they get really dark because then they're more sweet. The sweeter, the better, because we don't use sugar in our household. And also, if you don't have time to cook when your bananas are looking like this on the counter, all you have to do is peel them, put them into a freezer bag, take out the air and put them in the freezer. I always put 3 at a time because most of my muffins or my cakes or my banana breads that I make, they always call for 3 bananas. So if you put 3 of these into a baggie and put them into the freezer, then when it's time to cook one of those beautiful recipes, you just take the little freezer bag out of the freezer and let them thaw, and your bananas will be perfect to go. So we've done that. We're also going to put 1/2 cup of plant milk, sorry. I use soy milk, and then 1/8 cup of maple syrup. There we go. I'm gonna blend those until the dates are nice and smooth. There we go. So now we're going to take our wet mixture out of the blender and put it in with our dry mixture in here. I don't like to waste. I like to get every last drop in the blender. So I like using a silicone spatula to make sure. I won't do it on camera and keep you waiting while I do this. But when I'm not on camera, I like to get all of the ingredients out of my bowls or blenders. Okay, that's pretty good. So then we're going to mix this up a little to get all the wet and dry into one. There we go, it's beautiful. Smells delicious. So now we're going to add 1/4 cup of hemp seeds, 1/4 cup of pumpkin seeds, and 1/4 cup of flax meal, ground flax. And then we're going to mix that up as well. This is how easy these muffins are. They literally come together so quickly and ready to go. So if you wanted to, you can put these in the baking tray right now and bake them up in the oven, but I like to go one step further. I like to add, I switch it up all the time. Sometimes I add fresh fruit, sometimes I add dry fruit. some berries, dried or fresh, blueberries, raspberries, whatever way you want, or whatever you have in the fridge or in the pantry, you can do so. But with these muffins, I take a non-ripe banana. I save half for a few minutes from now, but I take this half and I cut them into little squares. And I add this into my mixture. So when you're eating the muffin, you get these little chunks of bananas, and they're so sweet and so delicious. It's beautiful. That easy. This one, I'm going to slice up into at least 12 slices because we're going to put those on the top of each muffin. I'll show you here in a minute. We're almost ready to go. Okay. So now we're just going to gently mix up the chopped up banana into our mixture, and that is the exact consistency you want. Depending on your blender or the amount of oats or what type of oats that you use, you may sometimes need to add a little unsweetened applesauce because it might be too thick and you just want to add a little bit to make it a little bit thinner. But this is nice and good and chunky. And the only other thing we need is half a lemon, which I forgot to put on the counter. So I'm just going to cut it in half and zest it in. I just hold my hand like this so no seeds go in. Sure enough, there we go. If you don't have a fresh lemon, you can use 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Banana recipe is complete. Let's put it together in the muffin trays. I like the silicone muffin trays. They pop out beautifully, super easy. And I like these little measuring scoops that we have because this gives you pretty much exactly 12 muffins. So I'm going to scoop in 12 scoops. All right, so this is distributed evenly. I like to pat it down a little bit so they're all smooth and even. So then I'm going to take my banana slices and I'm going to put 1 or 2 on every muffin. They taste so good when you bake the bananas in the oven. They're all sticky and caramelized and oh, delicious. And it's okay if not every one of them has 2. There we go. And then I've taken some crushed walnuts. So if you're not allergic to nuts, this is beautiful as well, to just put a couple on every muffin. And I usually take my fingers and push them down into the muffin to make them stick. And these are all optional. As I said before, you can just put them in the oven as is, but this just adds that little bit, that extra awesomeness to your muffins. Okay, and then last but not least, I have some maple sugar. So you can use brown sugar or maple sugar. We're just not a fan of white refined sugar. And I literally put just a sprinkle on each one, like not even 2 teaspoons for the whole recipe. And it just gives that little bit of extra sweetness to the muffin. And again, this is optional. You don't have to do that. There we go. That wasn't even a teaspoon and a half. Our muffins are ready to go in the oven. We're going to put them in. I've already preheated the oven to 350 degrees before we started this video. And then we're going to put them in the oven and bake them for 25 minutes and then take them out and watch the magic happen. All right, the timer just went off. So we're going to get the muffins out of the oven. And remember, not all ovens are the same. I know my oven and that they only take 25 minutes, but just in case, shove a toothpick in it to be sure they're good. And if not, leave them in for a couple more minutes. Oh my goodness, it smells so delicious. And look at these beautiful babies. So we're gonna let them sit for about 10 or 15 minutes, and then I'm gonna bring my husband in for a taste test. All right, we're back for the taste test. This is my husband, Paul, everyone.
Time for coffee and a muffin.
Let's do it.
You in? I'm in. I'm going here.
Show them how beautiful
we have
it
a
is.
cat.
Oh,
Happens.
hi. Lovely. Hi, darling. Good. Yeah, can I bite?
Perfectly done.
Yeah. Oh. The crunch and that little gooey banana
A little bit of sweetness on
on
top.
top.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
Well,
Let us know in the comments if you like them as well.
they freeze well.
Oh, there's one thing I should say. Because these aren't store-bought muffins, and that you buy muffins at a grocery store, they'll last 3 to 4 to 6 weeks on the shelf. These will not last on the shelf for weeks. There's no preservatives in them, so make sure when you make them, if you're not going to eat them up within the week, throw some in the freezer. You can fit 4 muffins per freezer bag, sandwich bag, and put them in the freezer, and then you can just pull them out the night before you want to enjoy them.
I hope you enjoy them. I do.
Thanks everyone for tuning in. Until the next video, take care.